In the quiet suburbs of Cape Town, there lived a strong woman with deep brown skin, piercing eyes, and a beautiful smile. Her name was Lisa, a 30-year-old nurse who was a single mother. Lisa had always thought of herself as a good mother. She raised her daughter Sandra with love and care after her husband left her years ago. It was not an easy life, but they managed. Lisa worked 2 shifts as a nurse during the day and a night care nurse for an elderly woman. Lisa made sure Sandy had everything she needed. Her daughter Sandy, a vibrant brown-skinned girl, was now 22 and in college, beautiful and full of life. Lisa had recently started dating a man named Tom, a charismatic man in his late 40s. He was charming, kind, and funny. For the first time in years, Lisa felt like someone truly cared about her. Tom made her laugh and treated her like a queen, and Lisa began to feel young again. Even though Tom was a vegetable vendor, Lisa didn't mind supporting the man she loved financially. She started a small business for him. The tragedy then came. After months, Lisa decided to open up to her daughter about her relationship. Even though Sandy had met Tom a few times, she was polite and did not show interest in their relationship. One evening, Lisa invited Tom and Sandy over dinner. The three of them sat at the table, laughing and sharing stories. Lisa noticed Tom was a little too friendly with her daughter, Sandy, but she brushed it off. He was just being nice, she thought. As the weeks went by, Lisa began to notice strange things. Tom would receive calls in private or cancel their dates at the last minute, saying he was busy. Sandy, on the other hand, would suddenly leave the house without explaining where she was going. Lisa felt awkward because this is the first time these things would happen in her house, and she felt something was wrong, but didn't want to accuse anyone without proof. One night, Tom offered to spend the night at Lisa's house. In the middle of the night, Lisa had a nightmare and couldn't go back to sleep again. Lisa looked around and noticed she was alone in the bed. She decided to get a glass of water from the kitchen. As she walked past Sandy's room, she heard muffled voices. Curiously, she slowly opened the door slightly and froze. There he was, Tom, the man she had fallen in love with, sitting on Sandy's bed, holding her hand. They both looked guilty and shocked to see Lisa standing there. Lisa's heart broke into pieces. "What is going on here?" she demanded, her voice shaking. She stood up, stumbling over his words. "Lisa, it's not what it looks like." But it was exactly what it looked like. Sandy began to cry. "Mom, I'm so sorry," she said, her voice trembling. "I didn't mean for this to happen." "If I had not come here, were you going to say sorry?" Lisa asked. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. Her own daughter and the man she thought she could trust had betrayed her. Tears streamed down her face and she realized the truth. "Get out," Lisa whispered, her voice filled with pain. "Both of you, get out," she finally screamed. Tom tried to apologize, but Lisa wouldn't listen. Sandy hesitated, but eventually she left too, following Tom out of the door. That night, Lisa couldn't sleep. Each time she closed her eyes, she could see images of her daughter and the man she loved in bed. She sat alone in her kitchen, feeling more hurt than she ever had been. Lisa could not understand how the two people she loved in this world could do this to her. At first, it all felt like she was drowning. She couldn't sleep nor eat, neither did she go to work. After not seeing her for days, her best friend from work visited and found Lisa so pale and thin. She could hardly move a finger. With panic, Lisa's workmate screamed and neighbors came running to Lisa's house. The elderly woman did not wait to ask for the reason. They birthed her and took her to the hospital. Lisa was admitted for 2 months and she was feeding through a tube. Each time she closes her eyes, visions of that day haunted her. Days turned into weeks and Lisa was discharged from the hospital. Her friends took her to the house and stayed with her. She looked for a counselor that lived nearby and booked a session for Lisa. Every day, she would encourage Lisa to attend the sessions and do activities of her choice. For Lisa, the counseling felt like a terrible idea. Each time she gets into a session, she would cry and narrate her story. Over time, Lisa stopped crying and began to heal and rebuild her life. She continued counseling, and leaned onto her friends for support and found strength she didn't know she had. Lisa started going to work and opened a healing community. She would encourage others to share their stories and get advice because she believed there is power in sharing. As for Sandy, she eventually tried to reach out to her mother, begging for forgiveness. Lisa listened but made it clear that their relationship would never be the same. On the other hand, Tom disappeared from both of their lives, leaving nothing but heartache behind. Lisa focused on herself, finding peace and joy in her independence. While the scars of that betrayal never fully fade, Lisa grew stronger with each passing day, proving to herself that she didn't need anyone else to be whole. The lesson that we learn is betrayal can come from those closest to you, but healing is possible. Number 2, never be ashamed to reach out for help. Number 3, not everything that happens to you is meant to kill you. Other things are just meant to make you stronger and wiser. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you on the next one.